Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome everyone to today's show. Today's show, we're going to be talking about S.A.D, Seasonal Affective Disorder. I'm Sharyn Nichols and you are listening to the Feel to Heal show. I'm a little rusty because I took a couple of weeks off, which was so wonderful for me, and it enabled me to go deeper and within, which is why I love the winter time, which I will be talking about going forward a little bit in today's show. Just want to, as usual, start with a meditation. And so today's meditation is going to be about light. So let's all receive a breath. And let's focus for a few moments on counting, starting at 20 and imagining that the number 20 represents how you feel right now, and 0 represents complete relaxation. So let's begin counting down from 20 to 0, slowly counting in time with each breath out. 20, 19, 18. Keep counting slowly with each breath out. Allow yourself to relax more and more with each number, letting your muscles relax. Allowing your mind to become calm. 13. Releasing tension. 12. Keep counting. Relaxing. Keep counting until you reach 0. Becoming deeply relaxed and calm. 3, 2, 1. Now imagine that you are surrounded by light, glowing, soft, relaxing light. It's almost as if you are glowing. Notice that this light represents safety, calm, and relaxation. This light removes stress, tension, all worries, and problems. Picture in your mind being surrounded by light. Feel how relaxed, calm, and secure you feel as this calming light surrounds you. Notice that this light is like a shield, deflecting anything that is not good. Imagine that you are surrounded by this light and so very calm and relaxed from your head to your feet. Focus your attention on your feet, feeling how relaxed and maybe even tingly your feet feel. Picture the light surrounded by your ankles. Let your ankles be loose and relaxed. Feel your lower legs relaxing, surrounded by the light. Soft letting go of the heavy, relaxed. Your upper legs are relaxed and surrounded by the light as well. Very warm and relaxed. Now bringing your attention to your hands, feeling the relaxation there as your hands become very relaxed, limp, heavy, along with your wrists, your lower arms, and your upper arms, all surrounded by this calm, relaxing light. Keep breathing. Now feel the relaxation in the core of your body, starting with your solar plexus and flowing outward. Feel the relaxation flowing from the center of your body, your stomach out to your chest, out through your back, up through your chest, out through your hips. Feel your whole body filling with the light and relaxation. Notice that your whole body is now enclosed in this light as well, allowing the relaxation to continue to flow up through your body, upward to your neck and shoulders, and all the way to the top of your head. Feel your face relaxing, limp, calm. Feel the light surrounding your head and face and your whole body. Surrounded now from your head to toe in this brilliant light, shielded from all worries, from all troubles. Relax, basking in the beautiful light of relaxation. Receiving a breath and noticing that there might still be some areas of tension in your body, some worries or stress or negativity remaining in your mind. You might even be able to picture these areas of tension as dark. See the dark tension being drawn out of your body by the light. Feel the worries and stress leaving your mind and your body. This incredible light is like a magnet drawing out the dark tension out of your body and away. Once the tension has left your body, it is repelled by the light, which works as a shield, protecting you from anything that is not good. The light also works as a magnet for attracting good, peaceful thoughts and relaxation to you. Feel the light drawing away any remaining tension and bringing forth relaxation. Filling you with feelings of joy, peace, and contentment, while continuing to helping you feel even more relaxed. Noticing how calm, how peaceful, how so relaxed you are. Imagine a feeling of peace, contentment, happiness. Allowing this feeling to be the very essence of a warm liquid. Imagine that this liquid can fill your body, pouring in through the top of your head, so warm and pleasant as it trickles down, filling your body, filling your torso, your stomach, your hips, your upper thighs, the back of your legs, down through your knees, into your feet. Now feel the warmth coming up through your feet, through your core, through your chest, your shoulders, all the way up, pouring out of your hands, filling your arms, your elbows. You're standing in it, you're swimming in it, it's all around you, and still being able to breathe. Feel the warmth, filling your whole body with feelings of warmth and happiness and peace. Feeling this warmth radiating out of you as if the sun is shining inside of you. Let this feeling of warmth and peace grow, experiencing a feeling of happiness inside, continuing to grow until even more joy is radiating from you, as if your whole body is shining, glowing, radiating joy and happiness. Noticing inside you feel full, solid, filled with contentment. Allow the feelings of relaxation, peace, and happiness to fill you completely. Remember that these pleasant feelings are always with you, so you can create them again every day to improve your mood and deal with whatever you are feeling in the moment that could be created by lack of light. You can create these feelings each and every day and keep them with you for hours at a time. So receiving a breath, and as you complete this relaxation exercise, I'm going to count down from one. I'm going to actually count up from 1 to 5. And when I'm complete, you will be fully awake and alert and feeling calm and relaxed and content, and knowing that you can always find yourself back in this warm, relaxed, content place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Receiving an incredible breath of light and just allowing yourself to always bring yourself back to this moment of peace and contentment whenever you are feeling as this is what you need. Thank you so much. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And we're going to take a short little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the lack of light that we experience here in the Northern Hemisphere during the winter time. And I'm so excited to dive deeper, as always, into all thoughts and feelings that we have. See you back in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you so much. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And I just completed a meditation in the first segment. Anytime you need to feel warmth from the light, you can always go within. Our minds are so incredibly powerful, and what we can create it's mind-blowing, pun intended. Anyway, today's topic is SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder, and it affects people all differently and in big ways and little ways, and there's so much that goes on with the cycles and the seasons. And so I'm just going to talk about SAD and why I chose this topic to start with, because I really wanted to talk about the four seasons, and being that we are in the Northern Hemisphere where I am currently sitting, it is winter time, and winter just started. December 21st, which is the winter solstice, it started winter. And then we also had the holidays. And so, Christmas, and then we have a new year according to the Gregorian calendar. We've now started a new year, and I think it's awesome that the new year starts in the winter. And I know I'm assuming, and I know I have in the past set New Year's resolutions because that's what we're supposed to do. And there's the shoulding and all that wonderful good stuff that I no longer want in my life. And so I love the winter time, being able to go within and being dormant, because that's what winter time means. I'm going to come back to that. Let's talk about the season of SAD. Seasonal affective disorder, there, one of the most basic facts that we all know, which is what I was talking about, is that we have cycles. We have the 4 seasons. Even in Southern California, where I live, they're not as defined as they are as you move away from the equator. And so I've been so fortunate to spend the first 20 years of my life living in the Northeast, where I was so affected by all the seasons. And now that I'm in Southern California and they're not as demarcated, yes, or they happen for shorter or longer, it's just so incredibly wonderful. And I love the fact that I get to step out of myself and look at my life in a cyclical way. So let's talk about SAD. SAD is seasonal affective disorder, and we're not really sure what causes it, although depression can happen more in the wintertime. Although it's funny, the more people that I've spoken to also experience some major depression in the summertime, which I always find fascinating, because to me, the summertime is all about growth. Spring is about renewal and birth, and summertime is about growth, and then the fall is about the harvesting and the reaping of all of the being born, and then the growing, and then the winter time we get to go within again and start the whole process over, which is what is so awesome, which is why I think we start with setting New Year's resolutions, because we get to start the whole process over. I know for myself, with regards to my birthday, I get to look at my life for a whole new year, and that's also why it's called a birthday. Get to start all over again, because we get to sort of absolve ourselves from the things that we did not accomplish for the year prior, and we get to reset new goals. Anyway, I know, I apologize, I have gone off track. So what causes SAD, seasonal affective disorder? It seems that the things that we know can cause depression in general can exacerbate SAD, which is what I had said before. And seasonal affective disorder is a type of depression that you can experience during particular seasons or times of the year. As we know, depression is a low mood that can last for a long time, and it can affect your everyday life. So if you have SAD on top of being depressed, in general, it just adds and exacerbates. So as it has been described, seasonal affective disorder is like having your own portable black cloud. So it's common to be affected by the changing seasons and weather, or have times of the year where we feel more or less comfortable or uncomfortable. So you might find that your mood or energy levels drop when it gets colder or warmer. And you may also notice that changes in your sleeping or even your eating habits, patterns. It's when your feelings are interfering with your everyday life. And as I've been talking about with regards to my own philosophy and my belief that we have our thoughts and we have our feelings, and those don't really change. What we have control over is our actions and reactions. And yet, as a therapist, I do believe and know that mental health, mental disorders, they are real. And it's where you are on your own spectrum, your own line of what's normal. Because, as I've discussed, life is not this. We know what this is. This is nothing. This is dead, no life. And the up and down, is no life either. We want little hills and valleys. And so major depression can feel like this. So seasonal affective disorder can feel like this. So where I want to be from is this. And for those of you who are listening, I'm doing the straight flat line, and then I'm doing the choppy up and down, big spikes, and then little rolling hills with my hands. So let's talk about winter blues versus seasonal affective disorder, because SAD is more than just the winter blues. So SAD is characterized by 2 weeks or more of depressed mood. So symptoms can include disturbances in your sleep, loss of interest, decreased energy, no motivation, increased appetite, often leading to weight gain, which is why I think all of the diet plans, the eating plans, every gyms, they all start advertising at this time of year for 2 reasons. One, because everyone sets the new goal of, oh, I did not take care of losing weight in this past year. So now it's the beginning of a new year. Yay, let's go. And honestly, I think you should wait till spring. I think you should allow yourself to go within. Again, these are my shouldings and what I think. And please always follow your own directive and your own authority and your own belief systems, because the beautiful thing is there is no right way or wrong way to do life. We are always affected by the seasons. We are affected by our environments. Always. We can't not, because we don't exist in a vacuum. We are part of nature. And sorry, I feel as though I'm going off on a little bit of a rant. I'm going to bring it back around and take a breath. Those who experience SAD, seasonal affective disorder, also have a tendency to withdraw from social occasions. And some even have thoughts of hopelessness or worthlessness, which is why we may see some more thoughts of suicide or even attempts around the holiday season, which then gets blamed on the holiday season and the fact that people feel as though they're alone. And so which came first, the chicken or the egg? You know, it's so much, again, what the mind can do to us, and where we can take our thoughts and our feelings and how we can use them and allow them to create an even greater depression that's already sort of there. It's the baseline of it. And so we have the choice as to how far we're going to go, and then where we're going to take it. So that being said, research shows that women tend to experience SAD 4 times more often than men. And those who are impacted by SAD tend to experience symptoms between the ages of 18 and 30. So there's good news for you, for those of us who are older, that it gets a little bit easier. So when the days get shorter and we have less sunlight, we know that there is an overproduction of melatonin, which can contribute to us feeling tired and having less energy. See, it all goes hand in hand. And so because my belief is that in the wintertime, we're supposed to go within, we're supposed to be spending more time sleeping, which means that, of course, our bodies naturally are going to produce more melatonin. So when we come back from break, because it's now time, we're going to talk more about SAD and some of the things that you can do to help yourself when you are feeling the way that you are feeling. And we're going to talk more about the seasons. And I'm just so excited. So please stay tuned, come back, and you are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And I look forward to you coming back in a couple of minutes.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And just before break, I was talking about SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder, and depression. And I just want to mention that we always have a choice, and that sometimes our bodies do, or our minds do more because of our chemical makeup, because the brain is its own organ. And I don't want to be misunderstood that one of the actual treatments for SAD is antidepressants. And in fact, one of the treatments is even to start with if you know that you suffer from seasonal affective disorder, starting in the fall, knowing that going into the winter, to build up the medication in your system. Apologies, I'm tripping over myself. So there are some misconceptions surrounding SAD. And so I just want to mention them, because one of them is that weather, W-E-A-T-H-E-R, can't affect you that much, and that SAD isn't real. So everyone experiences low energy during the winter months. And another misconception, that everyone experiences low energy during the winter months and that you can just snap yourself out of it. So SAD is real because it can often it's triggered by the short days and less exposure to sunlight rather than the cold and the rain. So, again, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the cold and the rain that makes us just want to go within and snuggle in our beds and sort of put the covers over our head and just be within? I think bears have it great because they hibernate in the wintertime, and squirrels, they store needs, nuts and seeds for the winter time, so they don't have to be out looking for food. They can hibernate as well, or they can take care of themselves and just be. And then as soon as the spring comes, everything just comes out. So another misconception: you still show up at work on time every day, so then therefore you must be fine. I love that. And I think I've talked about this before, that it's okay to still have your thoughts and your feelings, and you could be doing whatever you can for yourself in order for you to feel better, although you're still allowed to not feel great. if that makes sense. Like, I think I've shared with you that when my kids were younger and they got sick, that of course, I took care of them and they got extra privileges and they got to do special things. And so, of course, as a kid, you didn't really want to get better because you got all this extra attention. So what I would say to them is, it's okay for you to start feeling better, and you're still going to be treated as though there's something wrong, or that you're amending, or that you are working to make yourself better, because ultimately that in and of itself is a cycle. When we get sick, we have the onset of the symptoms, and we have the height of the symptoms, and then we start to feel better. Everything is cyclical. Moving on. So putting a smile on your face and acting cheerful and can make you, sort of the fake it till you make it, even though there may not be any external symptoms. Like, you could still have a smile on your face and you still could not be feeling good inside. And it's really about you monitoring yourself, and it's about your self-care, which I know I've talked a lot about. So it's about you taking care of yourself, you showing up where you need to, doing what you need to, and then going within. Another misconception is that there is no cure and you just have to ride it out. As I've said, seasonal affective disorder is treatable, and it can be managed, because there are numerous things that one can do to lessen the severity of the symptoms, which can range from talking about your feelings, staying active, keeping a gratitude journal, being mindful. And then here's one thing that I've not talked about. A big thing with S.A.D is light therapy. So using a light box. And if you do suffer from S.A.D, please check into the light boxes. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It is a wonderful therapy. It makes complete and total sense. And also, you can always, always, always seek help from a doctor, an MD, a psychiatrist, of course, psychologist, or a therapist to talk about some of the feelings that you have with regards to being depressed and even having the diagnosis of S.A.D. So the four main categories for treating S.A.D are, like I said, light therapy, psychotherapy, and antidepressant medications, which I mentioned before. And then the other thing is vitamin D, because vitamin D is what we get from the sun. And so if we're not getting as much sunlight, it would make sense that we would need more vitamin D in our systems. So, of course, before taking any vitamins, please consult with the medical doctor. Just these are my suggestions. I do increase my vitamin D intake in the winter time, and because I've noticed that it does help me and affect me in a positive way. So let's see, where shall we go next? Of course, cognitive behavioral therapy is always a really good thing to engage in if you do suffer from S.A.D, which is definitely something that I believe in. As I've mentioned multiple times, that we have our thoughts and we have our feelings and we have control over our reactions. So S.A.D, seasonal affective disorder, can literally make you sad. And it may be a hard concept to grasp, that you feel fine for half of the year and then you're really depressed for the other half. And what makes it feel like, you just snap your fingers for the rest. So even though it may be dark in the winter time, the beautiful thing is that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, which is the springtime. As I mentioned before, I love the seasons, and I love how the winter time leads to the springtime, which leads to the summertime, which leads to the fall. And then again, and we get to keep repeating it each and every year of our lives. And isn't that the most amazing, incredible thing? That there's always a new birth, there's always a rebirth, always the options of more light, of allowing things in and taking those moments for ourselves, of going within to really see what it is that we now want to birth within ourselves. So since we're all aware of the 4 seasons, let's talk about the 4 seasons of our life. So, and of course, in all of my wonderful, incredible research that I get to do, which I'm so grateful for, I came across this story. So I'm going to share it. So a king had 4 sons because, of course, we are patriarchal. So I'm going to just go with that. So rather than change the story and making it about 4 daughters, I'm just going to make it about 4 sons because that's how the story is told. So to teach them an important lesson, the king decided to ask them to visit a cherry tree that was deep in the forest of their kingdom. So during the peak of winter, the king asked his eldest son to go and see the tree and then write a description of the tree. So when the prince came back, he wrote that the tree was barren and old and hopeless. Not even the birds were coming near the tree, and it looked useless. And maybe it was even better to cut it down and use the wood before it rotted. So during the middle of spring, the king asked his second son to visit the tree and then write a description. And when the prince came back, he told that the tree was not barren, rather that it was full of beautiful cherry blossoms and that it looked young and promising. And the tree was surrounded by butterflies and bees and enjoying its flowers. Then in the summer, the king sent his third son to go and see the tree. And he came back with a description, and he wrote, there were no blossoms, rather that the tree was loaded with delicious cherries, and it looked mature and valuable, and that many birds were living in the tree and enjoying its fruits. Finally, in the autumn, the king asked his youngest son to visit the tree and come back with his description. So the prince returned, and he described that the tree now had no fruit or flowers as his brothers described, but that it looked beautiful with its colored leaves with lovely shades of gold and red and orange, and that it looked ideal as an object for a painting. So then the wise king, because we're always wise and as elders, asked his sons, "What did you learn from this experience?" The oldest 3 princes were still thinking when the youngest son shared his understanding. Like the tree, we experience different seasons of our life, and we are greatly affected by them. We should not judge our life based on only the current season of our life. Every season has a purpose, and no matter whatever the current season is, it will change again. So thank you for listening to this story. And when we come back from break, I'm going to talk more about the seasons and the 4 seasons of life as were just talked about in the story. So you're listening to the Field to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And when we come back, we're going to wrap it all up. And we're going to talk about more, go in depth into more of the seasons. I look forward to seeing you back here in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Field to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. You'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the incredible Inspired Choices Network. And we've been talking about the seasons of life. And before we had electricity, we human beings really experienced the cycles of the 4 seasons differently because we were exposed to light, obviously, differently. And I'm often amazed by how far we have come and then how it has slowed us down, all in the same breath, which is life now, isn't it? So the 4 seasons, there are personal seasons. We have the season of winter, which can be looked at as sadness, heartbreak, loneliness, and sickness. The time where we're dormant, the time where we need to regroup, the time where the universe, life is hitting you with, okay, you need to stop. You need to take a moment. You need to go within and heal yourself, cure whatever illness there is, heal your thoughts, move through the sadness, the heartbreak, the loneliness, into the season of spring, which, in case you didn't know, I'm an early spring, which is why I love the springtime. I love the birth and the rebirth. I pull a lot of cards. I think I've mentioned that before. And I think I've even said this, that I love when I get the death card, because that just means that I'm letting go of an old habit or an old pattern or an old thought or an old belief system, all those things that I get to now let go of. And therefore, then it's going to be replaced by something that is of newness, of greatness, of an incredible magnitude, whatever I decide I want it to be, because the season of spring brings hope and new beginnings and incredible opportunities, which is why I look forward to March 21st, because that's the spring equinox, in allowing the just what life can bring for myself and then everyone around me. And so, as I mentioned, December 21st is the winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. And it is the day of the shortest amount of light. So there is the most darkness. And so then the spring equinox, which I mentioned, March 21st, is equal daylight and night and darkness. And then the summer equinox is June 21st, and that's more light than dark. And then the fall equinox, which is September 21st. I'm sorry, this summer solstice. I apologize. I knew I was saying it wrong. The fall equinox. So we've got the winter solstice, which is December 21st, the spring equinox, which is March 21st, the summer solstice, which is June 21st, and then we have the fall equinox, which is September 21st. And again, equal daylight, equal darkness. And so I, again, as I've mentioned, get to travel through all of them. And it was easier when I was in the Northeast because, like I said, the seasons were demarcated easier because going into spring could smell the flowers and the blossoms, and can smell the flowers, yes, and the blossoms, yes, that's correct. And then going into summer. So the season of summer, signs of growth, need for protecting yourself so you can grow. So the seed gets planted for me in my mind in the winter time, and it just lays dormant. And then as the spring comes and the ground warms and the sunlight hits the seed, because now the snow, for those in the northern hemisphere where it's really dark and cold and can be very dreary because there's less light during the day, the sun warms the earth, and then the seed begins to grow, and it comes out into the summer, and it's a big tree, and it needs to protect itself so it can grow and then have there, I guess, sorry, I was reading something that didn't make sense to me. And then going into the season of fall, where you've now had successful growth and achievements, or you have failed to grow, which is also okay because you attempted, you planted. And so now you get to look back and see what the attempt was wonderful and awesome and great and was definitely needed. And so you can look back and see what caused the failure to completely grow. And as I mentioned, bringing you back around to the winter where you get to go within. So the winter time gives you time to prepare and learn. The summertime gives you the opportunity, the springtime gives you the time to act and take a risk and grow and, grab the opportunity, whereas the summertime allows you to grow and bring all the things to nourish and protect yourself, and then brings you back to the fall to reap the benefits of the birth, of the growth, of the harvest. And then you bring that into the winter where you get to sort of sit back and rest yourself on your laurels of the things that you did complete. Thank you. You completed the cycle. I was thanking myself for coming to that conclusion. And so I just want to say that our happiness and success is all a part of our own personal journey, and we are responsible for it. So allow yourself to go within. Allow yourself to create new and have new beginnings and grow and learn from your successes and from your failures. And then sit back and be okay with it. Be okay with the successes, be okay with the failures, and then set new goals and allow the new beginnings and the space and allow the new life. Allow yourself to be a part of the cycles and the seasons of your own personal growth and journey. And so seasons are not in our control, but our actions are. So proper action in each season is necessary for you, for me, to enjoy a joyful and remarkable life. So thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.